Hey everyone, and thank you once again for joining us. This is a wonderful day to have you on board and to welcome you to the 2020, sorry, this is to welcome you to the 2024 Cybersecurity Awareness Month. It's an annual day annual month that we sensitize ourselves on the need to be cybersecurity aware and what to do and how to protect ourselves on the internet. And as the name implies, cybersecurity is a way of securing our digital footprint and making sure that all our activities as touching internet-enabled devices are well secured. And today, our topic is stay safe, protecting yourself in the digital world. And we have our experts on this call already who have prepared to educate us, to show us what to do and to tell us what not to do. And we want to thank first, especially Professor Olumide Longe for joining us. He's a VC, West Midlands Open University, Ibadan. We really appreciate your presence, sir. And also, Dr. Efiong, our able facilitator at Ibadan Digital Academy. He has been a very resourceful person and a very powerful man indeed. He's a certified ethical hacker and industrial cybersecurity professional. We thank you also for joining us. Once again, I want to welcome Engineer Oluranti Adeniyi. He's also an expert in this field and a man who has made name for himself. Thank you also for joining us. He's a cybersecurity professional, so who stays at Australia. So we'll be getting Australia talents today. Thank you once again, everybody, for joining us. My name is Sogo Faloye. And before we throw everything open, I would like to implore us that we should try and rename our devices to show our name, our first and last name, so that we'll be able to address ourselves properly. For example, we have iPhone on this call. Please rename your device, and others, please, let's do that so that we'll have your name will not be miscalling you or misrepresenting you. Thank you. In respect of that, let me just run through our agenda for today. Our keynote is starting with our able professor, Professor Olumide Longe. Thereafter, we'll do Q&A on his presentation. Then we'll go to session 1, Welcome to Cybersecurity by Engineer Oluranti Adeniyi. Then we'll go to session 2, Cybersecurity Threats and How to Avoid Them by Dr. John. Then we do Q&A on the 2 sessions. Then we'll go to session 3, Cybersecurity Career Opportunities and Continuous Learning. Then we do Q&A. Then we round off with other announcements. So these are just a lowdown of what we are going to do today, and it's promised to be a remarkable event and something that we are looking forward to learn from our resource persons. So let's also welcome ourselves generally. Just use the emoji if you can, or in the chat box. Just welcome us. Let's know where you are joining us from. We have your name, okay, name, then the location, your profession as well. We'd like to know how many big fishes we have in our pool today. So I'm Sogo Faloye, and I work with Ibadan Digital Academy. We have our CEO also in the building, the person of Mr. Peter Ojo. We have other members of teams here. And the way of welcoming us, please, this call is already being recorded. So we will not allow any external recording. We will share the recording after the meeting. Thank you. So once again, thank you all. Welcome on board. In order not to waste our time, I will call on our able professor, Olumide Longe, to start with his presentation. Let me just open his slide.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Can present from your hand so that you have control over the flow
Don't
of your
worry,
thought?
I don't need any control. This is a workshop, is a bigger forum than the keynote speaker. So I'm just here to give you my goodwill message. The PowerPoint slide that I've shared can be distributed amongst everybody that are participants. Let me use this opportunity to welcome all of you who are joining us today from far and wide, and then the organizers of this particular forum, especially the Ibadan Digital Academy, who is beginning to play a very vital role as expected in the digital ecosystem, especially in Nigeria and beyond. I want to congratulate you for this feat. I want to also congratulate the Ibadan Digital Academy again for the efforts in the last set of students that were trained using the profile that was given to us by the federal government. I'm speaking from the Vice Chancellor's office, West Midlands University. You are very powerful people. You can keep me in the office on Saturday. I'm also here with Mr. Kaka Olatubosun, Department of Computer Science. What's the name of your school again? Education at Omu, Ijebu. They were both here. I want to encourage participants to take very good advantage of the opportunities offered by this particular forum. Cybersecurity has come to stay. Cybercrime is going nowhere. So the two of them will exist pari passu. So it's an ecosystem. In an ecosystem, you have the good, the bad, and the ugly. When you have a farmland, there will be weeds. There will be the real crops themselves. There will be insects. All of them have roles to play. So instead of, we don't have the luxury in Africa of making too much noise about the negative aspect of certain things. It's just like artificial intelligence. People, those who have the luxury of saying artificial intelligence will take jobs, artificial intelligence will turn people to marry robots and things like that. There are those who have gone very far with technology, not us. We can't be looking at, we cannot put our focus on the ethical usage of artificial intelligence or the healthy usage of it. Let us even use the artificial intelligence to achieve something first before we now start looking at what problems.
Hello, Prof. I think we lost him. Okay. While our technical team try to reconnect him, let me just...
What we need to do as a people is to carve a niche for ourselves in this domain. Our school here, our office at Ikeja, Computer Village. Most of the guys here who are making millions, if you know the amount of money that change hands here every day, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. Most of these guys who are making money here, they are not even schooled. They are just O-level holders. They didn't even go to polytechnic or university, and they are making so much from this thing. So cybersecurity offers us another opportunity for us to begin to look at what are the challenges and how do we become solution providers. It is beyond just presenting slides and things like that. It's something that we have to speak to our hearts. The set of people that we have today, I call them digital natives. People like us are immigrants into this technology. Our own fathers are aliens. These digital natives, it's as if they brought some of these skills from heaven. We must be able to help them to utilize it and divert it to positive usage so that they can become solution providers as compared to problem providers. That's what I see. Some years back, I was advocating for the establishment of Cybersecurity Academy hub. There were some hubs in those days, I think around 2009, 2008, 2007, 1998. We have these technology hubs. There's one at Penn Cinema there. I can't remember what we call it now. They are hubs. They are hubs. So now that a place like Ibadan Digital Academy is coming up, I'm hoping that they will provide the platform that we need as a society to jumpstart some of the innovative things that needs to be done in this ecosystem. There are so many issues that are already on ground. We can look at them and begin to provide solutions to them. I used to tell my students, these guys in Jumia, these guys in Konga, the other time Jumia was listed on the New York Stock Exchange. That's a Nigerian company. We are proud of it. We have a Flutterwave. We are proud of it. So it's not all bad. It doesn't always have to be white to be right. It doesn't always have to be hard to make sense. It doesn't have to be difficult to make meaning. So we can explore the opportunities offered to us in the cyberspace, more so when most of these things, most of the things we do today, they are being migrated online. Right behind our building here is New Horizons. New Horizon has been here for so long in different Nigerian institutions, you find them there. They carve a niche for themselves. They came into institutions to offer certification programs, and from there, they became prosperous. So we have to think outside of the box and look at the cyberspace itself and ask ourselves, what opportunities does this platform provide? What can we leverage on? I will close. Once you are able to identify a need in any society and you meet it, the opportunity for prosperity presents itself. This morning, I was speaking to someone, talking about someone who graduated from one of the polytechnics in the Southwest, who read microbiology or something. She went to learn this styling. And this morning, she told me that no matter how bad the economy is, ladies will buy clothes and they will make their hair. That is the truth. So when we look at the cyberspace, what are we seeing? Are we seeing only problems? Or are we seeing opportunities? Are we seeing a platform that we can leverage on to provide employment? Are we seeing opportunities for self-engagement? Let me shock you. Even as a vice chancellor, I do a number of online gig work. TELUS, APEN, all these things are online. Unfortunately for us, because of the challenges we have with cybersecurity, some of these things I was able to do them when I was in Ghana, but I came back to Nigeria and I cannot do them. Even this morning, I cannot enroll on Ship It. I cannot do my survey junkie. I cannot do my inbox dollar. I cannot do NOS. Because once they see our IP, it blacklists you. These are challenges we have in cyberspace. How do we open this thing up so that the benefits that are accruable to people in other parts of the world can also come to us as a nation? I'm of the opinion that if these people have the assurance that the volume of attack that they will be susceptible to coming from us is minimized or limited, or there is a platform that can allow people to connect to their own platform and guarantee safety, they will open all these platforms up for us and we'll be able to work. So when we complain about unemployment, these are some of the reasons. The gig economy is so large, is so big that they are always looking for people. A few months back, I was in the US, I enrolled on a number of platforms. It has taken like 2-3 months now. They are trying to enroll me, but I cannot enroll because I'm in Nigeria. You see, the IP, once they found it out, it keeps blocking me from enrolling on those platforms. And so I cannot make some extra dollars. So let us look for opportunities on this space. Cybersecurity itself, like I said, is here to stay. We can begin to mention the volume of vulnerabilities, the type of cyber crimes that are online, phishing, malware, this and that's not why we are here. We want to look at what opportunities does this cyberspace provide in terms of traction, especially for those who are young and upcoming, those who are digital natives. On that note, I want to congratulate the Ibadan Digital Academy once again and wish every participant in this workshop very, very wonderful and productive time as you all communicate together. Thank you very much and God bless you.
We are so grateful, sir. Thank you, sir. And if you would like to have some questions right now for the so if you are on this call and you have any question to ask our prof, kindly signify by raising your hand, then we'll call you. And as you said, we really need to engage ourselves in solving this problem. I shared your worry also, Prof, because I'm also into internet jobs and the likes, and I have missed so many opportunities because of being a Nigerian, I must confess. Once my IP is recognized, then that's all. They'll just deny my application.
It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
What will you propose? What will you propose that we do? What is the starting point in getting rid of this bad view that we have?
Yes, I think one of the things we need to do is to come together and have like a clearinghouse. In every university, we have different departments. We have different faculties. So when you process results, the results goes from the lecturer, it goes through departmental board. After departmental board, it goes to faculty board. After faculty board, then it goes to Senate. But before it goes to Senate, Senate don't go and discuss whether somebody is going to be upgraded or degraded or you increase mark or reduce mark. All the clearing has been done at the faculty board and the departmental board. In fact, in some schools, they have a what they call a committee of deans. Committee of deans will go clear the clearing house for Senate. So just like we have a flutter wave, we have a pay stack that are interfacing between us and providing the needed assurance to the population of people who wants to do some online transfer and things like that. We need to have people come together and develop platforms that will provide assurance for some of those people who are providing jobs, so that they know that whoever is connecting to you through this particular platform will take the responsibility of that security. And for a month, 6 months, 1 year, they run it and they say, oh, they have the assurance that their system will not be attacked. Then they will allow us to go to, to connect some of these platforms that we are talking about here. That's one thing I think we can do. It may have to go through government bureaucracy protocol and whatever. But if we start now, we'll get somewhere in another 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Thank you, sir. Samuel Ayobody, you have a question, right? Kindly unmute now to ask a question. Samuel Ayobody. Okay, is it Ayoboye? Sorry, Ayoboye. Okay, yeah, go on.
Thank you much.
Yeah,
Thank you much. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. You actually enlightening us and give all the word of hope. And I could remember you mentioned that those secondary school guys, they are making money through this cyber engagement. But at the same time, Prof, the issue of we Nigerians being denied to engage with foreigners. These issues, you address it, but at the same time, until this country address the problem of unemployment. If you see what's going on now, all these Yahoo guys, what they're doing, they live to survive. By this employment, by this government, we have in this country. So, sir, I want to ask, how could we, academia, actually sensitize our youths in this country? How do we enlighten them, and how do we give them also a word of hope that it's not too fraudulent, it's not too fraud, that they can make money? So, please, sir, how do we, academia, influence our societies to cope this cyber breach, and at the same time, how do we redeem this country? That's why the foreigners, other countries can see us as a better country. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you very much, my brother. Well, I think if you will agree with me, most of the people giving us problem in this country today, they either pass through university or polytechnic or college of education. They are all educated, Abi. So what did we put in their head when they were with us? You see, this issue of us talking about measuring people, measuring how good or bad people are with pass or fail is another problem. There are things, there are contents of life that will need to impact on people when they're in our classroom, beyond passing and failing. Some people went to school, the only thing they know is book, nothing more. They are very brilliant. I was in Ijebu like 2 weeks ago to speak at a forum there, and I mentioned it that when we're growing up, children who are brilliant, they used to get away with character problem. They will say, at least he's doing fine in his book work. Allow him. Before you know what is happening, he becomes stubborn, edgy, selfish, self-centered. That is the outcome of what it is, the impact, the result of those things that we're experiencing in our country today. Look at our Senate chairman telling us that at times are hard. Anybody that goes to a place where they are eating free food should go there and eat free food. Because he's up there enjoying himself. He doesn't even know what people are facing. I was just telling my senior brother here, Mr. Kaka, I hope somebody that was owing me money, I sent to pay me this money. He sent back to me, said, times are tough. He wrote the tough with capital letter. But what can I do? I cannot go and push your forcing now. So in our different classrooms, what I think we need to do is to ask ourselves whether the children who are in our custody are only there to learn about book alone or learn about life, a book as part of life. So as lecturers, I think what we need to do is to do more than teaching in our classroom, We need to impact more than book knowledge. We need to train our students to know about life, to understand what patriotism is, to understand the fact that you came first in a class does not mean you will be best in everything in life. The fact that you are the first, I remember, let me not take too much of your time, but I will give you a very interesting story. When I was lecturing at the University of Ibadan, we had 2 sets of students. And the first set of students, when they graduated, we produced 5 first class, maybe like 18-2-1, maybe like 7 or 8-2-2, and then the rest of class and pass an extra year. 1 set, 5 first class. Oh. The next set, I remember very well, Victor Abayomi. We produced 1 first class, Victor. We produced like almost 50-something 2-1, almost 70-something 2-2. We did not have extra year, we did not have to class. Just 1 first class in that set. What is the difference? The set, we had only 1 first class. The people that are very intelligent among them, they will organize tutorial classes. So everybody, go there, they pass, they did well. But the set where we had 5 first class, where we had more intelligent students, that was the set we had the largest number of extra years taught class and pass. Because of self-centeredness. If we look at the graduate tracing today, we will see that some of the students that are even remembering us, they are the ones that finish with our class and pass. And 2-2, not the first class people. So we have to learn all these things. This the way we partition people. People measure people in society by how rich they are, not by how impactful they are. So these are some of the things that we need to address in our classroom. I hope I'm not taking too much of your time.
Thank you so much, Professor. We really appreciate that insightful answers. One more question from Ahmed Tijani. Tijani Ahmed, are you there?
Okay, Bosque.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for the enlightenment, sir. Yeah, my question is that looking at what we call most of different fields, most people, if they want to transition from a particular field to another field, it's always difficult, mostly from non-tech field to a tech field. So what will your advice be for some of us who are not in this particular field? So if you want to transition to this kind of fields, how can we go about it for it to be a bit easier?
Well, you don't need to go and get a degree. You don't need a degree to transition. Just go and do a certification. There are so many certifications that you can do online. Coursera, Udemy, all of them are there. You don't need a degree. The transition only becomes problematic when you want to do a degree. You don't need a degree to do all these things. You don't need a degree to earn in this field. What you need are certification, and certifications provide that opportunity for transition. A very smooth one at that. You can do it stage by stage, level by level. You move from one stage to the other, and then you'll be fine. So it's not difficult.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, sir.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Yes, sir. Thank you, Professor. We really appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
All right. In the absence of no other question, or if you have, you can send to the chat. We'll get it across to Prof. We will send his answer. All right. So in the absence of that, we are going to the first keynote. That will be by Engineer Olumide. No, sorry. By Engineer Oluranti Adeniyi. He will be speaking on welcome to cybersecurity. So let me put him. Okay, he's on. Thank you, sir. Let me just share your slide.
I can share also, yeah, if you're okay.
That'll be fine. Let me just go on with it.
Just to be sure if you can see my screen now.
Yes, we have it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, everyone. I think I've lost my speech. I'm still trying to catch up what the professor, the keynote of the professor is already profound, and it's even encompassing. I mean, it covers practically where we were and where we are today and the future as it relates to us in Nigeria as a body or person and as a professional. So I don't know where to start again, but I will just start somewhere. Thank you very much, Professor, for that wonderful keynote. I have taken a lot of notes. I would probably find a way to engage you to ask more questions, probably if I find my way to you. Thank you so much. And I want to also use this opportunity to welcome everyone. I'm excited, and I can see that the forum comprises of the high and mighty, and also the potentials, the people that are also aspiring to go into this cybersecurity world. So that's a good one. So my keynote today will just be to break the ground open. I know the doctor will come with a whole lot of solutions in place, but for me, my own keynote here is just to introduce cybersecurity. I know most of us know what cybersecurity is about. So, but like they say in the Gen Z word, they said, explain like I am 5, I5. I don't know if you have heard about that word. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm making it as simple as possible. So I'm excited to talk to you about these subjects that impact each and every one of us. I mean, when I said each and every one of us, we all use digital means today. We cannot do without access to internet on our phone. We cannot do without having access to banking system and all that. So, I mean, this is even very made minor when you are talking about ourselves. This is what is keeping the CEO of organization awake in the middle of the night. Every CEO of big organization wake up every morning checking, are we still in business? Because cybersecurity has taken its toll on many organizations that have risen to the topmost and have found themselves where they don't want to be. So whether we realize it or not, cybersecurity has come to stay. Like Professor said, crime is going to be increasing in the cyberspace. So also professional to curb those crime will have to increase. Like we say in local parlance in Nigeria, the boys are not sleeping. That's Yahoo boys are not sleeping. And Yahoo are even the smallest of these actors that we're talking about. We'll look about few things about what we tend to lose or gain in this era, where almost everything we value as a digital footprint, from our personal information to our financial information, to even core infrastructure like power, transport system. And the list goes on. Governments are also being held because everything is already onboarded in the digital world. So the digital transformation over the years has brought us countless benefits, but it has also brought us a great and unprecedented opportunity for those with harmful intentions. So the world is an open space. The bad, the good, the ugly will remain till the end of the world. What changes is the dynamics of how all of them operate. So today, the reality is that cyber threat is everywhere. It's not Nigerian problem alone. Like the professor talked about Nigerian IP being prevented from one thing or the other, so also are other countries that have been penciled out as a threat region that are also prevented. And even the ones that are preventing them to have their own arsenals of attack on other people. So I will go into a little bit of that. But let me say this before I start the introduction proper, going to the basics. In 2023 alone, the average data breach from all companies all over the world amounts to $4.4 million. That is what companies lost, according to the IBM research statistics, and think I'm Pondmon or something. And that is a growth of about 2% from 2022. So this year, at the end of this year, they will come up with another statistics, which is already evolving and growing. So criminals are constantly evolving their tactics, whether it is through ransomware, through phishing, through exploiting vulnerabilities of supply chains connection, because the world is getting interconnected more and more. Any organization can barely operate without connecting to each other, to one other party or the other. Ibadan Digital Academy is trying to connect to all of us on this platform now, using a Zoom which is another company, and that list goes on. Imagine financial institution. Your card cannot work in the US or work in wherever you're using it without a connectivity between that ATM machine to another bank, and to another bank until it gets to where your account is domiciled. So these attackers are driven by rage or motivation. That's what we should know. So it has gone beyond financial means alone. So we're going to be talking about different motivation because the actors has increased. It's not only when we talk about cybersecurity, sometimes we tend to limit it to what the so-called Yahoo boys or the hackers do to what cybersecurity is about. It goes beyond that now. The threat actors has evolved even into countries. I mean, the state actors. So we talk about different motivation, what motivates them. And of course, terrorism has also take advantage of this cybersecurity. So the goal of my presentation today, without bugging you too much about the slide, is to go into the fundamentals. They said if the beginning or the foundation is right, it is easier to get the build up in a solid way. For example, many of our, like Professor said, many of these people that are making money through criminal cyber means went through the polytechnic, went through the university, so they have the technical know-how. In fact, some of the knowledge were gained in the university. Some of them didn't gain that knowledge in the university, but they find themselves out of poverty and issues of life, force some of them to go in to find a way out. But by and large, the fundamental, if it is wrong, if the foundation is wrong, it is easier to misconstrue whatever comes up above it. So permit me to go to my first slide today, which is talking about the introduction of cybersecurity. I will just break it down, like I said, make it simple. Go to the baseline, because sometimes when we are in a forum like this, we tend to assume that everyone knows what this is about. So that is why simple as possible. So what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is an art of protecting digital assets. Just make it digital assets. Digital assets can be our networks. For example, from your mobile phone, you have the connectivity that you use to connect. Maybe you are using MTN to your provider, which is the service provider. That's the networks, for example. And the device itself is your phone. And what you are doing on that device with that network is the data, the information you are passing between yourself. Even as we are communicating now, that is data. We are passing data. Like the moderator said, this session is being recorded. It means that as we are passing information, we are gathering data, we are communicating and all that. And the words that comes through myself, the speakers, and you are receiving is also a form of information. These are data. I mean, cybersecurity is the art of protecting digital access from an unauthorized access, from criminal use, like these terrorists, like the person I want to take advantage of you and I, or organization, and integrity and availability. So now I will just break the digital asset down again. Like I said, the digital asset is your network, the connectivity between data. You will agree with me today that every means of communication now is mostly based on the connectivity. Without connectivity, without network, you cannot have data sharing. You cannot have means of getting to your bank account or your amount that you have in your bank. It's just figure until you have access to it. And through what? Through connectivity, for example, the network. So that's why you heard when you go to the bank or you are in the phone, people say online that, oh, the network is down, so we cannot transfer. I cannot make transaction. I cannot do business. So now you also have devices for every digital environment. There are devices that connect to each other to make data. And the objectives is very simple. According to the CIA Triad, confidentiality. I will try to explain this. Confidentiality means keeping your data known to those that need to know on a need-to-know basis. Who are the people that need to know about my bank account? You and I will agree with me that you don't want your family member to know what is your bank account. Even if you want to let them know, the ones that will not come and say, oh, bro, I need 10,000, because they know you have it in your account. So that is even the simplest one. For example, some of us don't want people to know about our personal information, because these informations can be used against us at any point in time on the digital space. Somebody can go ahead and steal this information and even use it to apply for loan on your behalf. I'm not sure if you have been a victim of this. I've been a victim of this call that they call. Even up to today, they call me and say, oh, you have collected a loan of this amount and you need to, your repayment is due. Probably somebody went and used my mobile phone number, Nigerian number, has used it to collect loan somewhere. I don't know. And the number is still active, but I mean, that is where the confidentiality breach comes in. How about integrity? Every data is useless, or as far, this is my definition, I may be wrong. Every data is useless when they cannot be confirmed to be true. Your bank account, I kept on making reference to bank account and the banking system because I know this is what I know practically everybody on this call use every day. Your bank account balance is useless if it's giving you a balance that is not yours, either inflated or reduced. For example, if your bank account is supposed to be 10,000 naira and it's reading 7,000, I'm sure you will not wait 1 second. You will leave every other thing until you get that sorted. So integrity of data is another important objective of cybersecurity, to protect the integrity. And how about availability? Of course, when it's not available, it's as good as you don't have it. Recently, about 2 weeks ago, there was a maintenance in the bank and I needed to do transaction. Of course, I am aware that they are doing maintenance, but I don't, that's the only bank that have. And for 2 or 3 days, about a week, I could not do any transaction because that's the only bank that I use. I mean, because they were not unavailable because of maintenance exercise. And imagine this is a cyber attack and they took over that bank access. Then it means that the availability is compromised. Availability of your bank account or your financial institution is already compromised. So having said all that, I would want to talk about why does cybersecurity matters? For example, the rate of attacks is alarming. It is not slowing down, it is increasing. For so many reasons we just talked about briefly. I mean, when you look at my screen here, I just captured this rate of attacks according to Checkpoint Research Institute for this quarter. Checkpoint, for context, is a security organization that is always in the first quadrant, has been in the first quadrant of firewall and protection for several years. They are the main pioneer of the new generation firewall system and all that. So they have been at the forefront of cybersecurity and protect. And what they find out is that attacks are increasing worldwide with about 30% increase in weekly attack, both on corporate organization and individual. In Q2, that is in June, quarter of June, March, April to June this year, compared to last year, we have about 25% increase. That is alarming. That means that there is still need for more people in the cyberspace, not more people as a bad actor, but as a good actor. And the average of attacks per organization was found out to be about 1,635 attacks per week per organization. Africa taking the highest. No wonder there is a focus on the African environment. And that's this, like the professor said about also, this also means that there's opportunity. If the volume is high in Africa, about 2,960 attacks every week, that means that there is need for more people in the African space to deal with this. Of course, this research does not show whether these attacks are coming from the African origin or but these are based on African organizations that are reported. And the list goes on. You can see what is going on in Latin America. It has increased by 53%. Africa just 37%, but the number volume is the challenge with Africa in this case. So, having said that, what are the consequences of breaches? For example, for me and you, the consequences of our breach is probably somebody swindling us, wiping away getting access to our account, which is probably in the millions or hundreds of thousands, and that is what we feel, or that's what we know as consequences. What about, according to the Cyber Management Alliance, which is a known organization, you can Google that out. They said in this last month, based on trend of cyber attack and breaches and the consequences, Lehigh Valley, which is a Jefferson Health subsidiary of Jefferson Health Organization in Pennsylvania, agreed to pay 65 million settlements after hackers leaked nude photos of cancer patients. You can imagine, as simple as picture, video that we play around with on the social media, as simple as that. Because of that alone, an organization is agreeing in the court of law to pay 65 million because attacker leaked it out and it was sent into the public. The same goes for the 23andMe, which is also another health environment organization in the US, who also agreed in September to pay 30 million settlement lawsuit. And also AT&T, as you can see there, agreed to pay 30 million to resolve a federal communication investigation. See, this is how much individual, our organization, like I said earlier, that is why I told you CEO of organization, not only financial organization, health organization, infrastructure, are not sleeping attack and at night because of different kind of attack variables. So now let's look at how does this even happen? How do they even get to the point where people are being attacked, or you and I are being attacked? Then I'll talk about the risks, threats, and vulnerability. So now, before an attacker criminal can take advantage of you, they must have to see a vulnerability, a weakness. So for every system, for every individual, there are vulnerabilities. And what are vulnerabilities? Vulnerabilities are just weaknesses or faults or deficiency that somebody can make use of, take advantage of. And this vulnerability can be in two categories. It can be a system vulnerability. It could be your phone not being updated. It could be laptop updates not being done. And it could be a software. And it could also be human. Human weaknesses can be also explored. In fact, in most organizations, the watchword is that the strongest firewall or the strongest protection of an organization from breach is the human firewall. And what does the vulnerability amount to? Is whenever there is any possible adverse action, which is the threat that can be taken advantage in your area, it becomes an area to explore. And whenever there is an alignment between this threat and the vulnerability, a risk evolves. What is risk? Risk is possibility and the potential consequence of a negative event happening. So what the threat actors, the people that are looking for how to take advantage or how to do a cyber attack on you, are looking for the risk area to be able to explore where the threats align with the vulnerability, and that is where the area of concentration is on. Like I said, there are different attack vectors. There are different things they are looking for to come into this to attack. Two of them, one of the major one is credential compromise. We all have password, either on our phone, either on our bank account, mobile app, either on our email, and so on and so forth. We have several of these passwords. In fact, some of us have lost count of password, and we have to actually use a software or a tool to manage our password. So also in various of them is as good as I can be you. And if I have access to your password, I can come and join this meeting by just putting my name as you. That is what it simply means. And in organization data, we have encryption. I'm just trying to be as quick as I can. And we also have the most interesting and common one, which is malware. And the highest, the topmost of those malware is the ransomware. Ransomware is the one, like the word say, like the name implies, ransom. That when attacker use, once ever they get access to your system or take over the system, they start demanding for money because they know you have something important. Imagine you are a final year student or a PhD student who has spent sleepless nights to have his project done, and at the end of it, and you have your job, all your work, research on your laptop, and you saw a pop-up on your screen saying your system is taken over, you don't have access again, pay so amount of money. This is an example of ransomware. This happens even to corporate organization, and usually it comes through, majority of them come through phishing. Phishing are deceptive email that you receive. You and I receive it. If you have Yahoo or Gmail, you must have received a whole lot of phishing email saying, giving you a quick something that you can win $10,000 if you click this place, all those clickbait and all that, leading to installation of either a malware or a ransomware on your system. And the most interesting one is misconfiguration. This is major for corporate organization. Many of the attacks that happen to organization are due to misconfiguration. And we also do it in our various scope of work. When we buy a device and we just leave the password and username that we used to log in according to the manual and never change it. These are easy means by which attackers use to come into different systems. And of course, there is a 0-day vulnerability. As technology is emerging and moving, there is always going to be a new attack. So if you have the latest virus as at this morning, latest antivirus as at this morning, there could be a new emerging virus that's come over the night. If you have not updated it, that is an example of 0-day attack. So what motivates these threat actors? Of course, like we said, threat actors are not just the one we know as hackers, Yahoo boys, or and the likes. We have, of course, that those belongs to the cyber criminal, but states sponsored actors. Countries now use cyber means to edge each other. What do they want to gain? Political gain. They want to gain superiority in technology. They want to gain warfare power. If you have been following recent cyber attack on the pager that happened in Lebanon, where a whole set of pager that were used by some group of people just exploded at the same time. This is an example of state actor cyber attack. So it means that it is not only you and I, it is not only you, Yahoo, but are interested in money. It countries are now sponsoring a different experts to become a cyber criminals. So this also evolved into terrorists, people that, terrorist group, and people that there are some called archivists. Those ones are just trying to protect an ideology. For example, I work in an organization here in Australia a couple of years ago, where we have over 80% of the attack coming from the archivists. Those that, and who are these activists? They are climate activists. They are saying that they don't want fossil fuel. So they are attacking the organization simply because they don't want organization that is producing natural liquefaction gas to produce anymore. So they kept on attacking in different ways: physical attack, digital space attack, and all that. So terrorist groups also use this. They are also threat actors who are motivated by their ideology, their political alignment. So we also have thrill seekers. We have those ambitious guys, you and I, when we are very younger, in our early school days, when we are learning some way to write small script, and we're like, okay, I want to test this script out. This script can create a bug, and all those projects that thrilled you, that makes you excited to show satisfaction that I could do this, I could break into the ticket. Those are another action. Then we have the insider threat, which is very, very difficult to call. Insider threats often come from people that are either disgruntled or want a particular thing in an organization they work for, and they feel they are not being treated well. And the way they want to get back to the organization is to attack the organization. Then we have the one we are very familiar with, hackers. Hackers, which we know are not always bad. There are different kind of hackers. I think our next keynote speaker is an expert in this ethical hacking environment. I will talk more. But I just want to tell you that there are good hacker, the white hat hackers, and there are black hat hackers, which means the ones that are testing the system to ensure that they try to simulate how a bad actor behaves. So these are also various motivations. I will quickly go to a different threat landscape. I've talked about ransomware. Ransomware is a form of attack where attacker is looking for how to get a financial advantage of you by seizing data or trying to encrypt your information that if you don't pay. And the good thing is, I mean, the very bad thing about this is that the trend has gone to the point that with advent of blockchain technology, they don't even ask for money that can be traced. They ask you for crypto, bitcoins, and all that. So that is why ransomware is the topmost in the list of attack variables that is evolving. Then we have the phishing and social engineering. Of course, I mentioned phishing and emails that are also sent to deceive us as a clickbait to be able to install a malware or gain access to our system. What about social engineering? Social engineering is people that have by 10 a.m. today, your group meeting from the WhatsApp call and others. If you receive a code, please send me what is the code that you got. All those ones are different form of attack, using social engineering. Then for organization is the supply chain vulnerability. Supply chain vulnerability is major because every organization has to integrate either through an API or through a connectivity in the cloud and all that. So once the third-party organization that the corporate body is connected to has been penetrated, it's easy to go into another company using APT. That's persistent threat in the system. So we also have the critical infrastructure risk. This is a major attack by organization or terrorists. They want to take over the energy. Imagine if power is taken over by an individual, the power in Nigeria, or the whole telecom at Connect House is taken over. It means that no connection, the whole of the internet can be down in the whole entire Nigeria. That is critical infrastructure risk. Then the state sponsor cyber operation, like I said earlier, are those that are really seeking to gather information to disrupt the infrastructure. Then how about the emerging technologies? Emerging technologies are the advent of Internet of Things devices. Almost every home device now, phone, you can control some of your devices from your phone, from wherever you are. I have some cameras that can, once something moves back in Nigeria, I can get it on my phone here and on my phone. So I have some things like that. Then you have cloud computing, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and quantum computing. Now, before we can be able to appreciate or be able to know where the opportunities lie and where the danger lies, we need to quickly run through the evolving cybersecurity landscape. For example, when in the 1970s was when the computer was new, the early computer, what we have then was virus attacking, building small virus that can, like a time bomb, that can a script that can just a software from you and you don't pay me, I could lock you remotely. That is where it started. Until in 1988, where there was this Morris worm. Morris worm became the bigger news. It was the first convicted criminal cyber attack in the US back then, where this Morris worm was it was the son of one of the somebody I forgot it, is Worms or Morris. That's the father's name, who built a worm and was, investigated and was convicted and sent to jail. And in the 1990s is where we have the emergence of the e-commerce, where we can do banking right from our phone. Before, you have to go to the bank and all that. You have to buy things. You have to go to market and all the like. So as this space increase, the space of the cyber attacks also increase because more data has to be online. Before then, when we have to have our data in our head on paper, written in books and rest, it's easier to protect because if somebody does not lose that paper or do not divulge information, you are still safe. How about in the 20s when the adoption of mobile phone came in? Then the data become every data, you can carry a whole computer data on your phone like we have today. So the cyber space or cyber threats increased. And in the 2010s is where we have the emergence of the advanced persistent threats that I mentioned earlier, which is a new method where cyber attackers develop and found out that it is good not to attack when you immediately you get access into an environment. So what they do is they study the environment, they stay in the system, and the research said as of 2023 that 92% of attacks have been in the system for minimum of 80 days. 92% of attacks that happen the attackers have been in the environment and they have been studying, analyzing the environment until they eventually attacked. Of course, that was in the 2010, it was the advent of state-sponsored attack, like the state actors, country using the cyber, waging war through cyber cyber means. And in the 2020 was when the cloud computing became heavily adopted and most of the data are moved to the cloud. Then from the cloud space, the digital asset become more exposed to attack. And presently, we have the technologies like the artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, quantum computing, blockchain, and the list goes on and on. This, as I summarized, has increased the chances or the amounts of exposure we have to cyber attacks as an individual, as an organization. And this also has positioned us who are interested in cyber security as a place of opportunity, enormous opportunity for us to be able to improve, get the knowledge to be able to fight this cyber attack. I would like to say this before I end, that one of the ways that we can also reduce or try to present Nigeria as a country in a good light to the world is to have more of good cybersecurity experts. We can barely do nothing about the people that their moral has been eroded and they are in the dark world of the cybersecurity as Nigeria. The way I think we can also do is for more people to get trained and go into this cyber security space. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Engineer Oluranti. This is insightful, and I must commend your effort in bringing this to us. And I know I'm sharing other people's opinion also that you've done a very good job for us in dissecting the stuff to us. Before we go to Q&A, we'll run the second session now by Dr. John. Dr. John is our seasoned facilitator at Ibadan Digital Academy. He's been a wonderful resource person for us. So and he'll be speaking to us on the cybersecurity threats and how to avoid them. Okay, so that's what Dr. John will do now. Let me welcome him as he comes on board. Please, we'll accept question after the second session so that we'll have the two together at the time. So Dr. John, you're welcome on board. Hello, sir. I can't hear you. Hello, doctor. You're muted in case you're speaking. Yeah, easy. Hello, sir. Okay, while doctor is trying to connect, Mr. Samuel Ayoboye, your hand is raised. Let's just allow that for now. Can you speak now? Samuel Ayoboye, I thought you raised your hand.
Can you hear me?
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
yes,
I was
can hear you now, doctor.
okay, thank you so much. I was trying to comment the last speaker that he has done a good job and has spoken well. Thanks so much. I don't have
All right.
any questions. Just a compliment and thanking.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Dr. John, are you there?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. It's already after 12. It's my pleasure to be here on this call to talk to all of us. I must say, but I'm excited to be here. Let me first of all pay homage to my mentor, Professor Olumide Longe. Prof, so are you still in the house?
He's gone.
Oh, I was just wondering why.
He was in the airport when he was addressing us.
All right. I was just wondering why Ibadan Digital Academy will allow Prof to speak before small boy, because I'm a village boy, and where I come from, when a big masquerade is out, all small masquerades will have to hide. So I just wondering why you allowed us to talk after Prof has spoken. Let me thank Engineer Adeniyi for the insightful welcome to cybersecurity. Engineer, thank you. I hope Australia is fine. I don't know what the time is. Yeah, so I mean that you've touched a lot of
7:12 p.m. now.
all right.
7
You've
p.m.
touched
Yeah.
so I've seen a number of points of intersection between your slides and some of my slides. So that actually helped me to save some time for us to do some stops. I appreciate everyone on this call, doctors, technocrats, and all kinds of persons here. I appreciate you. And my mentees, I salute you across board. If you're my mentee, please, and on the chat box, just drop pseudo for me. Let me see how many of you are on call. Just type pseudo, if you're my mentee. Type pseudo, let me see. I'm watching. Okay, I've seen one. Okay, others might be coming later. So let me just move on. Yes, others are coming. Thank you for joining the call. So I've been asked to talk on practical cybersecurity tips for everyday users. So, and I've been given about 45 minutes to talk. My slide is supposed to take about 2 hours. So I'll try to see how to manage the time given to us so that we can run ahead to do some other stops in the course of the weekend. I do hope you can see my slides. Is that right?
Yes, we can see your slides.
So this is about me. This is who am I. I don't have time to go through this. So when you have this, like I just go through this. My experience, my background is in industrial control, automation, and cybersecurity. So the rest of the things are the things I've been able to do based on that experience or that background that I have. So you can go through this, and then we can talk more on how we can collaborate and do some cool stuff together. So I don't like talking much. I like hands-on. So that's although this is not for hands-on, but you see how to bring a touch of that so that you get to enjoy the session. So we have an activity for us to do. I want to know, I know you've already dropped your names and all of that, but we're going to do this for me right now. I want to sense where you're connecting from. I want to do geographical spread sensing of your location. So what you do for me is, admin, please drop this link on the chat box. Just click on the link, everyone. And when you click when you get to the web page, I will tell you what to do. Please go ahead. Admin, please paste the list or the link. Turn on the chat box. Can you see?
All right. A moment.
Okay, so everyone just follow the link, and then it will take you to a web browser. So on the web browser, you're going to introduce yourself, your location, your name, and who you are. Just those three things. So I want to say, I'm in the browser on the call. Where you're connecting from. Is it done?
No link yet, sir.
Okay, it's pasted.
Seen.
Yes, okay, seen. Just click on it. It take you to a browser. So it should take you to this browser. Have you seen something like this? Have you seen this? Please, any feedback from one person? This is supposed to be for 5 minutes or less. So once you are here, just click on this plus sign at the bottom right. Just click on this plus sign, and then under search a place by name, put your location. If you're in Lagos, you can search Lagos or Nigeria as you want. And then under write something, just say your name. So my name is John Efiong. I am a cybersecurity guy. So drop yours, let's see, and then just go ahead and publish. So he's asking you what should we call you? Don't call me anything more than my name. So you can put your nickname or your name. So I just get it done. And let's see. So I am already on the map. So let's see you. Let's see if we can have 3 persons. Is it difficult for us?
You are on it, sir.
Okay, please. It shouldn't take you more than 2 minutes.
The location has been done Nigeria, but no other.
Just move down to this. Say something about yourself and type your name and what you do.
No other drop box. There's only the location which has been done.
If you click on the plus and you select location,
yes,
when you select your location, say Nigeria, yes. And then you will see write something about yourself down here. Say something about yourself here.
After the locations, I can't see anything than publish and all those things.
Okay, then go ahead and publish. Let's see. I've seen somebody from Ibadan. Thank you. The person from Ibadan. I've seen you, and that is Marvel. I've seen somebody from Perth. Thank you. Let's see who else. I've seen Dr. Shomboy. Where are you connecting from? I've not seen your location. Are you the one from Perth? I guess so. Okay, I've seen somebody from the UK. Okay, that's good. Because it is supposed to be an international event, so we expect some persons to connect from outside the country. I'm glad that I'm seeing some names from people connected from outside the country. Do we have more?
Yes, this is Dr. Shangobi. I'm connected from the UK.
Brazil. Somebody from Brazil has connected. This is good. Let's see more. Let's see more. So it means this webinar has gone outside Africa. We have 2 more minutes to finish up on this.
Also, Manuel. Hello, sir.
Is there something too hard for us to do? It shouldn't be. Okay, I've seen somebody from Lagos. Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, you can keep dropping that as we proceed to save some time for us. Please, the person speaking, I'm the only one to talk, except you want to say something to us. Okay, so you can see that the webinar we have is drawing participants from within and outside the country, and that is cool. That is one of the goals of this webinar, because like Engineer Nee said, cybersecurity isn't a Nigerian thing, okay? It is a global phenomenon, so to say. So what we are saying here is global. The strategies, the tactics, the techniques and principles are global. And then the principles for mitigation, for defense, for intrusion detection also are global. So whatever and wherever year of cybersecurity training, please make yourself available, because what you're going to learn will help you to move on. So I would like to follow this outline if time permits. I have 3 demos to demonstrate, and if time permits, we'll do that. If not, we'll do 1 or 2. And then we'll move on. You can see we have a number of things. Nee has touched virtually everything here, so that makes it cool and easy for me. I hope you are hearing me, please. Please, I need a feedback. Are you hearing me so that I don't keep talking to myself?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. My introduction is very simple. Today, it is either you have been hacked or you know someone who has been hacked. So I believe so, but we have experience of hacking attempt or successful hacks. But the problem is you don't really know who the hacker is. I mean, you cannot see someone on the street and you tell the person, you are the one that hacked me. So it's not possible. So if it is true that someone has been hacked somewhere that you know, or you've been a victim, then that makes cybersecurity very, very crucial. So I want to ask us, is my claim correct? Is it true that you either been hacked or you know someone has been hacked? If it is yes, please put yes on the chat box. Just yes. Let's see. If no, just say no. Let me have an idea of what my claim is. On the chat box I'm watching now. Okay, I'm saying 1 yes. Yes. That's only. Okay, any yes. Esa, yes. At least there should be a no. Tokumbo, yes. Oh my God. Okay, so my claim is valid, but you have been hacked at some point, or you know someone has been hacked. Myself, I'm speaking from the platform of being a victim. I was hacked in 2020, I think so, just before COVID. I suffered ransomware attack. They took over my computer and then asked me to pay some money in Bitcoin, like Nee talked about, and then blah, blah, blah. And they said, if you don't pay this money for 48 hours, the money will be doubled, or your data will be this and that and that. So that was the experience at that time. And it happens to almost everyone. Now, the truth of the matter is that many people don't report their attacks. For instance, those in the banking industry, I mean, banks, then mega industries, they don't actually announce what they go through because of reputation. Because if customers get to know that a bank has been hacked, of course, you know what is going to happen to that bank. So every day attacks happen. And then I'm going to show you a Talos intelligence report that has happened this morning, because this report gives you a live update of what happened. So I'll just go to Talos intelligence. Let me see. And then I just hope you can see my screen. If you can, I'll just go to, let me go to Intelligence Center, and I'm going to show you what is happening across the world. And then you can get to see your own location, Nigeria, or if you're in Brazil, you get to see whether there is a report of malware happening in your country right now. Okay. So this Talos intelligence gives us a live update of what is happening. Let me go here. Let me go to intelligence search. Yes. So I don't have a particular IP address I want to seek. This is supposed to fetch a map. Okay, so you can see the map popping up. Now, of these points, you can see different colors are giving you updates of malware reports that have happened today. If you look on top here, you see last updated October 26, 2024 at 11:23 GMT. And also, if you scroll down, let's say, of course, you know the map of Africa. This is Africa, and then this should be Nigeria. So if you click on this, it means this IP address is a malware, and it has affected someone in Nigeria, or a company in Nigeria has been hacked, from this IP address. So this is what this report is saying. And they can see that it is not only in Africa, you can see in the rest of the world. In fact, Africa is even milder. You can see the rest of the world. You see the number of attacks. For instance, this country has 13 attempts. You can see this morning alone. So you can see that cyber attack is an ongoing thing and it is real. So we must take efforts, must make deliberate effort to see how to cope with it. So that's it. So now we have an assignment, activity number 2. Are you ready to go with me? So this activity, you're going to spot a difference in what I'm going to show to you. It is an email spamming exercise. Of course, most of us receive emails that are not coming from sources that we know, and they don't have genuine intention. I receive so many of them. Some will be invoiced for things I've never paid for. Some will be invitation and several things like that. So we're going to do this for me. So to do this, please click on this link. Admin, please drop this link on the chat box. Admin? Admin, are you still there?
John, yeah, we're here. I'm trying to do that now.
Okay, please. I can do it myself if it is difficult for you.
It is actually
not difficult.
It's okay.
Okay, please go ahead. You are the administrator.
Okay.
I'm your guest, so go ahead. So everyone click on the link, and then it will take you for that Padlet again, and then I'll show you what to do. I'm waiting. Has it been dropped?
No, sir.
Okay, minutes, please, Doc.
I should do it, please. Okay. Let me see.
I said give us a minute, Doctor.
Okay, I think it has been dropped by someone. Let me see.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, I think Tayo has dropped it. So everyone, please click on the link. Is it done? Is it done? So the link should take you to this environment. Have you seen this black environment?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so what you do is you're going to click on this the plus button and the lower button. Lower right, just click on this button. And then the subject, just put your name. Put your name as a subject. Okay. And then where you see write something fantastic, you're going to write the answers to the question I will show to you. You write the answers here. Under say something fantastic. Okay, so let's go back to the slides to get to see what you're going to do. So this is the assignment. Now, these are two different emails have been received. One is fake and one is real. And you are asked to spot the differences. So you should be able to spot up to 5 or 6 differences between the real and the fake. So please go ahead. As you spot it, write them. Number 1, write what you see in the fake. And then on the Padlets. So we have 5 minutes to do that. Please, let's go.
The question again, sir.
The question is for you to spot the differences between the fake email and the real email. So you go through from the address down to things, the Microsoft team, spot the differences so they can know which one is fake and which one is real. And then type the response on that Padlet. So we have 5 minutes to do that. Now, the goal of this exercise is for you to know that there is a very thin difference between a fake email and a real email. If you are not meticulous, you not spot the difference. And it is that kind of difference that attackers will use to exploit you. So you don't know the difference between gtbank.com and gtbank.com.ng or gtbbank.com and gtbank.com. You get yourself into trouble because they look alike. So let's look at this. I'm waiting. We have 4 minutes more. Let me see if anyone has responded. Sir, Yomboye, I don't quite understand it. Well, no, you have to spot the differences you see between the fake and the real email. Okay. Marvel says, number one, urgent action needed. Okay. Okay. And then two, external link. Okay. So you've spotted two. Let's wait for more. Three more minutes.
Can you show the emails
Okay,
again?
Okay, let's go there. So that's it again. Can I switch over?
No.
Okay, Akitas Bolaji. Okay, says there is Microsoft account. There is need to sign in phase. No Microsoft account. Yes, who is talking, please?
Dr. John, please, please, I want to get your question right. You should say, okay.
You spot the difference between the fake and the real emails.
Email, okay. Okay. So
the meticulous.
I only see only one link. That link, is there that link apart from that?
Don't say it. Don't tell me. Drop it down. Just drop it on the response page. Don't start with what you see there. Okay, let me see. We have 1 more minute. Okay, I've seen from Color Wallet external link, unusual sign activity. Okay, let's see more. This is exciting. Okay, from Odekeye Tokumbo. Okay, the subject. What happens to the subject? It's the same subject. Very accounts. What is very accounts? That's not clear. Tijani, the loading progress icon. Okay, link in the message. Call to action button. All right. Thank you everyone for the attempt. Okay, I've seen from Mide. Ayomide. Okay, for real, that is a mail link. For fake, no link. All right. Now, one thing you need to know is that, like I said before, you need to be meticulous when you receive emails, especially emails that come from people you do not know. And sometimes even when they are coming from the people you know, because sometimes we can spoof email accounts, we can spoof IP addresses and things like that to send emails. So you need to be meticulous, you need to be careful before you begin to access the email. So let's see the differences are spotted here. Can you see me? Can you see what I wrote here? Okay, if you look at the fake email address, the address of the sender is support@ROM-Microsoft. It is not Microsoft, it is RON. So if you're not careful, you wouldn't know. That place is not M, it is RON. So you can see how it is. Yes. And then the subject, yes, urgent action needed. One of the attack strategies that we use in the phishing is the case of urgency. We want to make sure that we tell you, okay, this will expire. Like when we make an offer, we tell you, okay, this offer will expire in 20 minutes time. Hurry up. And then you want to rush because of that. So, and then you can see number 3, but the body of the message, in the real account, the real email shows you the address that has issue, but the fake one doesn't have. Then you look at the address to be linked to for the password they set. Now, one is that they have provided a link, which they shouldn't do. And then 2 is that you can see account.live.com. The live there is double I. So if you are in a hurry, once you see account.live, after all, live is owned by Microsoft. You just click on the link and then you land yourself in trouble. So these are some of the things you get to see in emails. Whenever you receive emails, you need to be careful. You need to be, if you're not sure, forward the email to someone that can help you analyze it before you take any action. Okay. I know you have questions for me, just note it down. Now let's look at some common threats. Engineer touched a number of them, so I'll just run over them and then we'll move on like that. Okay, the first class I have here is a class of online threats. So you can see phishing, scams, malware, like I mentioned, ransomware that suffered from Trojans, spam emails, social engineering, drive downloads. Let me just talk about number 6, which is watering hole attacks. Watering hole attacks are attacks that target the website visited by the target. So if there's a particular website that you usually visit for whatever thing you do, the attacker might visit that website to attack it. By attacking that website, you are the main target. And we have website attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and then of course DOS, just denying of service, and then we have interception of attacks, which is the man in the middle, MITM. Now, how do we now stay safe on the internet? Now, you have to verify your website and be sure that they are authentic and that you have HTTPS as the protocol of communication. And then be cautious with links and attachments from unknown sources. I've talked about that already in the course of the email. And then use reputable antivirus software. Don't go and download antivirus or go to where they are selling software, Computer Village. You know, buy antivirus of 200 naira or 500 naira, and you think you are protecting your system. You are joking. And that antivirus you have bought, you are going to install it on 20 system. Anybody asks you, do you have antivirus? You copy, you give to the person. What you're doing, you are exposing the systems to trouble. Okay, and then keep your software and operating systems up to date. It's very important for you to stay secure online, especially if your job requires online connection every time. So these rules, you must follow them for you to stay secure. So I'm going to show you the first demonstration I have here is malware detection. So when you receive an email from unknown sources, or somebody sends you a file on WhatsApp or on mail, maybe there's an attachment for you to do, or there's a program you downloaded before you want to install, you can actually scan to detect if there is any malware attached to it. It could be there is a Trojan horse attached to that file. So you can use VirusTotal to do the experiment to see that whether the file is safe or not before you get it done, you get it installed, or you open it or access it on your computer. So the tools you need will just be browser. Of course, with browser you need internet, and then VirusTotal. So you can do this with me. Just visit this address. Admin, you can drop this address for our participants to see VirusTotal. So once you go to VirusTotal, it takes you to this page. So this page helps you to analyze suspicious files, domains, IP addresses, URLs, and the rest of them. So if you want to screen whether a file is safe for you to open or not, just click on browse. So I'll just browse and look for a file, and then let me just look for this file. It can be any file. It can be installable program. It can be your Excel file, your CSV file. It can be your Word document or whatever, and then you upload. So it's going to scan this file, tell me whether the file is safe or not. Of course, let me play this puzzle. Is it selected? Okay, Admin, have you dropped the link for our guests to see?
Yes, sir. It's in the chat.
Okay, so those of you that are working with the computers, you can just try this out, or you just note it and then later you try it. Whatever we're doing here, you can always try this out by yourself. This is not a training class, so I may not wait for you to get yours done. What happened there? It didn't go through. Let me see. Let me see. So the VirusTotal is going to scan the file and then give us a report. Yes, you can see what is it saying now? Yes, it's scanning. Okay. Now, what it does is to submit the file to several antivirus databases across the world. And then the antivirus programs are going to scan the file to see if the file is safe or not. Now, if you look at this, the one I've just uploaded, you can see these are databases. You see Alibaba, you see Alik, you see Akabit, you see CMC, Dr. Web, you see Scan, Fortinet, Google. Now, all of them are scanning the file. You can see Avast antivirus, you see AVG, Badu, Cynet, and the rest of them. Now, you can see the percentage here. Now, my file scores 0/65. Now, there are 65 databases that my file has gone through, and then none has detected it as being malicious. So the file is safe. Okay, now if it's a malicious, it will have flagged red and then the figure will show. So once you have that report, it helps you to either go ahead with the file installing the file, opening the file, or otherwise. So if your colleague sends you a file, and then before you open the file, go ahead and check it on Virus Total. It's free of charge. Or you download a program from the internet. Before you install, you run it and check whether it is safe. Now, it is actually dangerous when you set your WhatsApp phone to do auto download. As soon as somebody drops rubbish on your WhatsApp group, your phone downloads it. Now, you should be able to want to be the one. You should be the one to download and then test before you can proceed. So, not only can you test for files, you can test for IP addresses, or you can also test for what do you call it? Programs. You can test for URL. Somebody sends you a link. They tell you, okay, the federal government is giving out 25,000 naira to every graduate of Nigeria, wherever they come from. Okay, so they send you a link, and then you go ahead and click the link and begin to fill the form. What are you doing to yourself? You are providing resources for attackers to use against you. So what you do is copy the link, submit it here to various sorts of. The author is going to scan the list to tell you whether the link is safe or not before you go ahead to assess it. So that way, you give yourself a level of protection against cyber attacks. So moving on, that's the first demo you need to know there. Okay. Now, also, I think we've talked about email and messaging scanning and all of that. So beware of phishing emails and scams. Use two-factor authentication. As a matter of fact, we are moving away from two-factor to a multi-factor. So to give you a level of protection and security, avoid sending sensitive information via email, and then use encrypted messaging apps for your data to be, or your files to be secure. Now, looking at device threats, you have some threats that target your devices. Either you're using Android phones or whatever, or your operating system is Windows, is Linux, or whatever, or your router that you're using in the office, or your pen drive. Okay, now these are some of you to see. So now I'll put down a number of security measures here. Lock devices with your pins, patterns, or biometrics. As a matter of fact, you should have a level of security measures for your device, especially your phone. If your phone is the type that you use to, do several things. And then let me give this as a tip to you. Now, if your mobile, the SIM card that is connected to your mobile account, your account bank, your account number, account details are in the same phone, or the SIM card is in the same phone with the same phone that has your mobile apps, it is dangerous for you. It is advisable for you to put your SIM card that is connected to your bank account in a different phone from the one that has your bank apps. That way you give yourself a level of protection so that you don't get to lose. If you lose your phone, the one that has your SIM card, you're sure that your mobile bank apps will be safe. You can use it to move your money away. Or if you lose the other one, then your SIM card will be protected for you. Okay, so it's advisable you do that. Now let's look at demo number 2. In demo number 2, you're going to learn how to perform disk encryption. You will actually encrypt your disk. Now, let me tell you the beauty of this. Like the case of a ransomware, where an attacker gains access into your computer remotely and is able to encrypt your files, or is able to even do data infiltration, is able to copy your files out. One way to forestall that, aside doing your offline backup or online backup, is to do disk encryption. You can create a disk and then hide the disk on your computer. When someone has access to your computer, there is no way they will discover the disk. Okay. And even if they discover the disk, there is no way they can have access to the disk. And whatever attacking process they use, they will not be able to harm that disk. So your files in that disk are safe for you. So, so the tool we need is VeraCrypt, and they do this on Windows operating system. So let me just go back to my desktop and show you how this works. What is this? Okay, so this is VeraCrypt. So this VeraCrypt helps you to create a disk. So the first thing you do here is create a volume. So I'm going to create a volume here. So I'll just leave everything at default at this time so that we can save time. Next. And then I'm going to select a location where I want my disk to reside. Maybe I want it to be on desktop. So I'll just give it a name. So I'll just say my disk 1, and then I'll just save it. Yes, it goes, and then I next it, and then leave everything default and next it. And then I need to give my disk a size. So I'll just say 1 megabyte, for instance. And then just next it, now give my disk a password. So I confirm that. So I leave everything at default, and next it, yes, I yes it. It's saying the password is not strong. So at this point, I'm going to move my mouse across the screen, the windows, until the random movement gives me a green color. So it will soon change to green. At this point, it is safe, so I can just format the disk I just created. Now, this is not disk fragmentation. It is encrypting a disk. I'll just yes it and move on. So let it finish. Yes, it has been created. So I'll just exit this. So I'll now go to select file. I look for that my file. Just this I created. That's desktop. And the name is my disk, I guess. Yes, my disk one, is it? So I open it and then I mount it. Okay, I need to select it, any of these drives. I'll just mount it. So it's asking for that password that I just issued before. Just okay it. And then it's going to create for me. Now it is created. Now let me show you that my disk I just created. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, see it here. It's I think it was drive H. So this is the disk I just created now. So this disk now I can put my files here. Whatever sensitive files. Let me just create a folder inside this my disk. Folder. I just call it my credentials. My credentials. So I bring all my credentials into this disk. I want to save it so that this is more or less a vault, okay, that an attacker can have access to, but it is also on your system. So you see the beauty now. You're not paying any money to get this secured. So inside this folder, I now put whatever file I want to put. And I now go to encrypt it. I come here and now click, okay, let me just close this. And I'll come back to VeraCrypt and click dismount. So now if you go back to check let's see. Now if you go back to my PC, let's see, where's my PC? Now you can see the disk is no longer here. It was disk local disk F is no longer here. It has hidden. There is no way anybody will know that it's a disk, that kind of a disk on this system that contains things, essential stuff for me. So if you have access to this computer from wherever you are connecting from, either remotely or physically, you won't know that there is a disk hidden here. And that even if you get to discover it, you will not be able to access it until you have access to the password that you use. So that way you secure yourself from ransomware attacks because you don't have the Bitcoin to pay. And even if you pay the Bitcoin, how are you sure that they will grant you access to your files? So that is the first demo, okay, second demo you need to know. So VeraCrypt is there for you to use. So I'll move on quickly. For data threats, these ones are the threats that target your data, your credit card, data theft, data breaches, data leakages, data threat, and the rest of them. So you need to do regular backup of your data. Now, when I suffered ransomware attack in that year, the only thing that helped me was because I had a backup, and the backup was a recent backup. So I just formatted my laptop and then restored my files, and I was fine because I didn't have Bitcoins to pay, and I wasn't ready to pay. I will pay money to unknown faces, you know. so you need to have external hard drives or cloud storage. Okay. As a matter of fact, in this ancient time, Google gives you 15 gig free of cloud storage, so you can buy more, so they can post your files there, and then it make life easy for you. So the fourth demo is how to perform data encryption. Now, listen to this. It is dangerous for you to release sensitive data to somebody the same medium. For instance, now you're working on somebody's, you are a web developer, and you're working on somebody's website, and you need to release the URL of the website and also the cPanel login. It is dangerous for you to use the same medium. If you send the address of the website to somebody on email, you can use a WhatsApp or phone call for the login details. Okay, and it's not actually very good for you to encrypt the files before sending. So this CryptoForge is going to help you encrypt your files before you send the files. Once you send the file, now even if the file is intercepted by an attacker by means of man-in-the-middle attack, or there is anything that happens to the file while on transit, Now, the attacker will not be able to make sense of the file because the file will have been converted into hashes, into useless codes. So the attacker will not be able to make sense of the file and will not even be able to access the file because apart from encrypting the file, you also secure with the level of password. So CryptoForge helps you in securing essential documents before sending to somebody, either through mail or whatever means possible. So I'll just go straight to my desktop and then I'll show you how to use CryptoForge to get this done. And we'll be done soon. So CryptoForge, where are you? Okay, so it's already installed. So I'm just going to create a file on my desktop. Okay, let me look for Notepad. Notepad, where are you? I think I don't have a file here. Okay, so I have a file here. I'm going to create a file. I'm just going to create a file here. I'll just call it my little village secrets. Okay, so my little village secrets are in the file, and I'll just call that file my village people. Okay, that's the name of the file I'm creating, and I want to secure it because I don't want people to see it. And I'm putting it on the desktop, you can see, and I'll just save it. So that file is there. So what I'm going to do is I'll look for that file. What is it? It is my village people. That okay, it's here. It's here. So this is the file. So I'm just going to right click on this file. Just right click on it, and then what's it? Let me see more options. And then yeah, encrypt. Just click on encrypt. Yes, so I'm going to give this a password. I'll confirm that. So the password has to be complicated to make things difficult for the attacker. So so you can see that the file has been encrypted. Here is the file. Yes, this is the file. So this is what I'm going to send to the attacker. Sorry, to the recipient. So if I send this through WhatsApp or email, if I send it to you, you will not be able to access this file. You will not be able to make sense out of this file at all, until I give you the password. The password is converted into the file is encrypted and the password is converted into ashes. So that way the file is correct. So you cannot harm it, you cannot mutilate the file, you cannot change it, you cannot do data manipulation, you cannot even do data exfiltration on the file using CryptoForge. So CryptoForge is beautiful and you need to try using it. And it's also free for you to use. Okay, you have to pay after 30 days. So social engineering attacks are enormous. Let me not waste our time here. So how do we go about securing, protecting ourselves from them? Set strong privacy settings for social media accounts. Be cautious with online quizzes and surveys. Sometimes they send you surveys or send you quizzes. Be careful before you begin to fill. And then monitor account activity and avoid clicking suspicious links. If you're not sure of the link, please don't click it. It doesn't matter who has sent the link to you. Okay, then for network security, your network devices like your switches, your managed switches, your wireless access points, your routers, your gateways and extenders, and then you need to secure them because you have a number of attacks that target these devices. So make sure you use strong Wi-Fi passwords. Okay, and then enable network encryption. Of course, your HTTPS has to be enabled on your device. Otherwise, if port 80 is open, sorry, attackers will take advantage of that and do you something. And then use VPN. For those who are able to do online activities that involve dealing with foreigners, and then because of IP addresses, you're not able to proceed. They knock you off. Use VPN. VPN is going to give you an IP address that gives you a leverage of what you want to do. Okay, especially when you're connected to a public Wi-Fi place, like you go to the airport, you go to hotels as you begin to lodge, and then they give you access to connection. After all, you paid for the hotel room, so you should have access to internet. You go to airports, it's free Wi-Fi. You connected, you see free hotspot in your neighbor when you connect to it. As you connecting to it, your bomb is open. So attackers will have advantage because we have evil twins. People can just generate wireless access points or rogue devices for you. And then as you connect, leave yourself open, it becomes porous, and then attackers have access to it. So use VPN if you want to use a public Wi-Fi. And then disable unnecessary network features. For instance, your Bluetooth or your hotspot. If you're not using, please put it off. Otherwise, we can gain access and do you something. Then for password, you must always have complex passwords, which will have about 12 characters or above. And then enable multi-factor authentication, use password managers, and avoid password that can be guessed, your name, your birthday, and the things you like. Avoid it. Then we also have physical threats, like device theft, data theft. So apart from the cyber threat, we also have physical threats. Don't keep your laptop where somebody can hack, can carry, you know. Don't keep your backup where flood or what fire can take over and things like that. So be careful of tailgating. Tailgating is where where an attacker is able to have access to a place, a secluded place, through an authorized person without the person even knowing. Okay. And then avoid shoulder surfing. Shoulder surfing is somebody leaning over your shoulder to see what you're typing. Or you have dumpster diving, where somebody gathers garbage or collects things from your dustbin, your trash cans, and is able to find something useful. Because if you put something in the office and it's not good, what you do is to fold it and put it into a container. A hacker can go through the cleaner and then request the cleaner to bring every office on newspaper and begin to open up the papers or things and begin to make use of them. So it's very important for you to do. Now, let me say this as I begin to close. AI is good and is bad. Now, AI is a dual-edged sword. We use AI for network prevention, protection, and for digital forensics. AI is also used for launching attacks. Okay, use AI to build exploits, to build auxiliaries, to build payloads, and then to launch attacks, and very easy. So we have AI-powered attacks, we have IoT vulnerabilities, we have quantum computing threats. 5G networks also have their own issues enabled by AI and the rest of them. Be careful of them. And then if you are working on serverless computing, also know that we can use AI to do something. Blockchain vulnerabilities, cryptocurrency threats, zero-day threats, and the rest of them. So what are the best practices? 1, strong passwords. 2, regular backups. 3, avoid public computers. And then 4, secure search engines like DuckDuckGo. So if you want to do web transactions, please Google, that is Google Chrome and the Firefox, they are not too good for you. DuckDuckGo is the way to go. So that's the one you need to use for transactions. Then do employee training like what we've done now, and then ensure access control. Access control means that you grant the least privilege to people to do their job. So with that, thank you for staying with me in this session. All right. Admin, please go ahead and take over.
All right, thank you, Doctor. And I hope we all enjoyed the class, because this is a class actually. It's not just Doctor talking. He's the one carrying us along. I was also being skeptical about any files that Doctor sends to me these days. Because he's our teacher. He might want to test me to see if I'm learning good. Doctor, I'm learning good. So no. So here we are with our questions. If you have any questions for the first session and the second session, it's time to ask them now. I hope we all have questions. I hope everybody on call has questions. So who is going first?
Is that how you speak out or you drop it on the chat box?
You are muted, so nobody has been hearing you.
You can
okay,
drop
Joy.
on the chat box.
Joy Onikbade, can you go on with your question? Hello, Joy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joy Onikbade. Please, I want to ask a question. I want to appreciate the presenters so far. Thank you for those beautiful lectures. And I also appreciate the organizers of this program. Thank you. Please, one of the challenges I faced, let's say during the month of July and August, was a kind of cyber threats from the so-called Guaranteed Trust Bank, in which an account was opened in my name without my authorization. So I could detect it. A message was sent to me via into my email So I was able to work against it. I went to GT, to lodge complaints here, and then the long run we went to CBN. So I now asked, how come, were you able to open an account in my name without my authorization? You now said they have evidence that even with just honoring my phone number that is connected to my BVN, that an account can be opened in my name. So my question now is that with this lecture, how can I protect myself from future occurrence and the nation as a whole? What can it be done that, banks do not have access, as in the bank, the type of bank other banks you are not banking with, that you don't have account with them, they will not have access to your details because they were able to send message to me via SMS and email, and they got this thing only through my phone number that is attached to my BVN. So that is my question. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye.
Okay, Doctor, you might want to answer this.
I thought the question is for Jinani.
That's fine.
Let him bring the foreign perspective to the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good question to ask. I mean, just like we said, and Doctor has alluded to, and Professor, is that cybersecurity is actually a collective effort. It's not to be left for corporate organization alone. It's not to be saying, oh, it's not my problem, it is their problem. The fact still remains that with the emergence of technology, we are all exposed. In the course of trying to perform integrations between banks, between technology, between systems, data are being shared through APIs. So the fact of the matter, if I want to drill down to this particular situation or this GT bank that you mentioned, I would say it's almost impossible for you to do anything other than the fact that GT Bank has put a measure that makes them to send you a notification. Of course, there are lapses in that technology. Let me backtrack a bit. I work in the banking sector for about 7 years in Diamond Bank as an IT expert. So I was part of even the beginning of the BVN biometric for the bank. I was part of that project. So part of the things that project was supposed to do is to harmonize all, to have a unique identifier for people to bank. What I mean by unique identifier is to centralize all our banking system. NIBS is actually the interbank that connects all banks together. But they want a unique identifier that a person will not be able to go about opening accounts, collect credit in this bank. Go to another bank and go and collect credit without knowing he is owing another bank, all those kind of things. Those are the reason why BVN was done. So part of the things that was done as at then, before I left the banking, was to centralize with this unique BVN number. Now, there are relational data to the BVN. Your phone number is one of them. These are personal identifier information, which we call PII. These information are supposed to be left confidential. But when any organization who is having access to this centralized system, which is the BVN biometric, has been exposed in the past, and people have this data in their hand, they can use it for all manner of things, including what you mentioned, which is opening a bank account with your BVN. Now, where the lapses, I believe, happen is that how did the person use only the phone number? Which kind of account was opened? Now, there are two different kind of bank accounts. There is a former bank account, and there is on the bank kind of account for the on the bank people. That is what we call the financial technology, where you don't need much, where you don't need KYC and all that to open an account. I want to believe that that's the kind of account that is opened, not a regular account. I'm not sure. I just need you to clarify this. These are the kind of accounts you can open with mama that is selling food by the roadside. They are called the on the bank. They want to also bring them into the system. So in order to do that, there is a kind of giveaway. What are the giveaway? They don't need to do KYC, know your customer. They don't need to check your utility bill and all those things. They check for your regular account. In other words, what they do is they make it simpler.
in the course of making it simpler, somebody can just take someone's phone number. I gave an example of calls that I still receive up to today that somebody has collected loan in one of these LAPO or something on my phone number. Up to today is still coming. You know, these are kind of the, you know, the bank too, the banks, the corporate banks, commercial banks are also under the pressure for fintech not taking over from them. So they are also going down the level of the financial technology to have different categories of account. I strongly believe that this is the kind of account that was opened in your name. There's nothing you can do if that's the case, other than what you have just done to raise it immediately and nip it to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this response. Do you have any other question? I expect more questions. I expect questions to be okay. We have one from Olujoke in the chat box. Said this is for Dr. John. Said, thank you, Dr. John. Explosive teaching and answer. My question is: there is a consistent way to continually check if a computer system or phone usually online is spoofed or under attack? I think she's asking if there is a way that we can continually check for our computer system to be certain that we are safe and we are not under attack. You are still muted, Dr. John. You are muted, sir. Dr. John, you are muted if you are speaking. We can't hear you.
Okay, it's fine now. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
All right. Which is correct, and I want to allude to it. But over 80% of computer systems that we have are already hacked. I mean, there are malwares that reside in those systems, well, that we do not know. As long as you go online and then on a daily basis, without you having an internet security, you don't have a resident antivirus on your system, then you're already pulling down resources that can actually harm APT, Trojan horse, and the rest of them. So one way for you to, of course, you cannot actually be sure that the system is 100% secured, but you can do of course, if your antivirus is up to date, you do the scanning of your system. Regular scanning of your computer system can help secure your computer. And then you make sure that you do not download resources from websites or domain names that you are not familiar with. You don't. Ransomware was a result of me downloading a file. I was downloading a program for recording, for music recording, you know. So I downloaded the file, and unknown to me, I didn't check the file to see what was behind it. The file had a Trojan horse. And so the moment I installed the file, the Trojan jumped down on my hard drive, got to my registry, and then performed the havoc that happened. So I've shown you where to do your scan when you get the file. For instance, you use your the Vault that scan of the file before you install, and then do regular updates of your antivirus, and then scan your computer regularly. As a matter of fact, if you're using Windows operating system, you do not actually need to buy an antiviral program because Windows systems come with what they call Windows Defender. Your Windows Defender is up to date and you do regular scan of your hard drives, you are sure that most of the malwares that should drop on your system will be taken care of. Okay, and then there are a number of things we need to do, like clearing your temporary files that might potentially have malicious programs or files connected to them. You can empty both your temporary files and then clean them up. So these are some of the things we need to do. Maybe subsequently, and it is one of the things that the Ibadan Digital Academy is doing, you can be taken through a series of activities hands-on on how to get yourself protected. secured in real time. So beyond this webinar, because this webinar will not provide enough room for us to show you hands on the different strategies for you to adopt to get your system secured. So you get in touch with the Ibadan Digital Academy. They will arrange a class for you, maybe a week class or so, to show you how to get your system secured from web intrusions harm your system. So that's what I can say at this point. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Zainab, I think you raised your hand before. Are you still there?
Yeah,
okay, do you want to speak, or you will send your question via the chat? All right, go on, just omit and speak.
Hello, my name is Zainab Bulge. I really love to appreciate the presenters for the board session. It has been amazing. And thank you to the host as well. I'm from Kenya. I'm the mentee of Dr. John. I'm here because of him today, and I appreciate this lecture. It was amazing. So my question is, when we were discussing it goes to John first of all, and it's when we mentioned about the two demos, the one for performing this encryption and performing data encryption. We mentioned some few tools, actually, CryptoForge and VeraCrypt. And the operating system that you mentioned is just Windows. How about for those who have iOS? What do you think is the right thing to do? Or we don't need those tools?
Dr. John, that's a question for you, sir. Dr. John, please unmute your mic. That's a question for you, sir.
Yes, but I was muted from your end. Okay. Thank you, Zanab. It's good that you were able to join from Kenya. So yes, there are a number of tools. I just mentioned tools that are common to us in these parts of the world. Most of us use a Windows operating system. There are other tools for iOS systems for security, for encryption, and the rest of them. Maybe I don't have the list right now. Maybe after this call, you can. I will chat and then I will drop the list of the tools that can run on other operating systems with you. Would that be fine? Okay.
Okay,
maybe
sir.
potentially make that list available to Ida. The Ida will share with all the participants.
Yes, we share with everybody. Yes, thank you very much, sir. We'd love to have that. Thank you, sir. I will be taking some more questions. Please, you can drop your question in the chat or raise your hand so I can spot you and give you opportunity to ask your question. Okay. Mr. Odekeye, please, you can go ahead with your question. Mr. Leke, go ahead with your question, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to say a very big thank you to the organizer of this wonderful and insightful section. Yeah, my questions are two. Number one is for Dr. John. He explained something about SIM card and phone when one is trying to receive alerts. I think I didn't really get it right there. My network fluctuated. I think he was saying something about the phone you use to receive your alerts should be different from where you inserted your SIM. So I want him to please assist in probably explain that again. That is one. Two, just like Prof said when he was giving the keynote, cybersecurity is just like AI. It has come and it has come to stay. We can't stop cybersecurity. We can only train people, or we train ourselves to be very conscious of these cyber crimes. Now, please, my question is for some of us that actually have that love, that zeal to be an expert. What are those things can we do? Yeah, Ibadan Digital Academy may have programs like that. But you know, sometimes proximity, it's one of the big challenges that we have in this area of our country. I don't know if there are online courses that one can take, certification courses, step by step, that can make one to be as good as you people are. So those are my. So if we have them, I wouldn't mind if there are ways through which you can guide us to get all this. Thank you very much. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doctor, the question is for you. Dr. John, are you there? Hello, doctor. I think he's gone. Engineer Oluranti, can you take the question?
Yes. The first question is, if I heard you correctly, what Dr. John was talking about is if you have a mobile app and that mobile app or your account is linked to your phone number, which is on that SIM, which is identifiable by the SIM, it is advisable that you don't have this mobile app itself and the SIM on the same phone number. And the case scenario that you mentioned was the fact that if you happen to lose that phone, you don't lose everything. It means that if that phone got missing, somebody can get hold of both your account and the SIM to receive a reset. In case somebody initiates a reset, they will send a reset to the phone number. And if that phone is still with the person, it's as good as he owns everything. That's what I got from that. If he comes online, I can clarify for that. The second one I can answer, and you asked question about second one, I'll answer part of it, which is about the training. I believe Ibadan Digital Academy is also, I believe they are also into online training. Most of their courses can be done online. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's by the way. And for what I heard you say clearly is for people that look like they are not experts yet and they want to go into cybersecurity. To be honest with you, cybersecurity is not for only computer experts. If you have followed, and we have mentioned several times that cybersecurity goes beyond the system. It's also human. There are human relational skills that is needed. For example, let me give you an example. In the cybersecurity world, there are different roles. There are penetration testers, those that are hackers. There are people that are incident response specialists, people that their own job is to wait for an incident to happen or to prepare for an incident before it happens so that they can manage the process, like customer service. What they are doing that customer service in the cybersecurity related. There are security engineer, there are vulnerability engineer. There are even people that are in governance. If you are very good lawyer or you know how to write well. I remember those days when I was studying masters in cybersecurity. Majority of my colleagues are even lawyers. They never had a degree in IT, but they had to learn the basics of cybersecurity, understand it, and go into governance. Governance means people that create policy around how organizations need to be secure and how to ensure that, because most of the technical guys are not good in governance. That's what we have seen in my own experience. Many of the technical guys don't want to do those writing of policy and those. Of course, there are some people that do both, but for you, that's a niche. That's a place to, go in where your strength lies. If you have not had the IT background or those technical things, you can come into that. And once you're in the governance environment, you can see what the technical guys are doing. And if you pick more interest in this area, you can even become an analyst or a technical, even up to security engineer. Network security engineer and all those things. So in other words, cybersecurity has different sections. There's network security, there's application security, there is analyst, there's incident response planner and vulnerability managers and all that. So the list goes on. Just pick and start up somewhere by going for a training. I believe Ibadan Digital Academy has those training online and they can accommodate that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And it's true. Let me start from where you end. We run hybrid classes at Ibadan Digital Academy. So distance is not a problem to us. We train you wherever you are. We have fellows across board. Even those who are in Ibadan, some of them still run their classes online. So virtual classes are 1 and 2 to us at Ibadan Digital Academy. And also we offer trainings in cybersecurity as well. So we have answers for you. Doctor, are you back? I think I saw him. Hello, doctor, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, please.
Oh, all right. I have one last question in the chat group from Drew Toye. He said, thank you, Dr. John. Is doctor saying that if I have my Windows Defender updated, I do not need to subscribe to any antivirus? Do you get that question?
Possibly, yes. Provided you do regular scan of your computer. It is not enough to have your Windows Defender just staying there doing nothing. If it is not up to date and if you're not scanning your computer, it's like hiring a blind man as your gate man or a sleeping type. So it's not going to do anything until you prompt it to take action. So you may not need an antiviral program if your Windows Defender is live and then working. Okay, so what it does for you is to protect your Windows operating system from having effects. If you try to download a program that is that has malicious code behind it, it will prompt you to either disallow or to allow, but it doesn't grant you internet security. So the antiviral program you might need to go for might be for internet security. Is that fine? So that way it would provide protection for you against files that are coming from the internet. So that's what we are saying. And then again, in my experience, I've seen people, funny enough, try to run more than one antiviral program on their computer. So they have a VG, they have a ESET, they have a Norton 360, and many of them, and they just want to ensure maximum protection on their computer. It is totally wrong. Now, your computer should not have more than one antivirus at a time. Now, if you have more than one, the stronger one will see the lesser one as a virus. So it will attack it, there will be conflicts. And when they fight, your system, your operating system will go for it. I hope I've answered your question, Madam Rose. Madam Rose,
yes.
Did you get it?
Yes, I think you've answered that question. In short, you've answered everybody's question. Because I remember yes, she responded now that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. We had issues like that also in classes. We have friends that have like 4 antiviruses on their system. And then when the thing came to them, they ran to our class as a computer science student to solve their problem for them.
Okay.
All right, we'll go to the final session that will be taken by Dr. John as well, which is cybersecurity careers, opportunity for continuous learning. Let me get my pen and paper. This is what I need currently. I define money like Dr. John. So, Doctor,
yeah, your own.
Over to you, sir.
All right.
All right.
So this time around is for talking alone. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. Let me see how many persons are still in the house. Admin, please check for me. How many persons we have?
We still have 37 on call.
Please just give me 2 minutes. Let me switch my network before I continue. Let's see. Okay, do I have the floor now? Can I go on?
Please go on, sir.
Okay, everyone, thank you for staying till this time. This time around, my job is even easier because from the first speaker, talk about my mentor, Professor Longe. He had talked about the issue of career in cybersecurity. And then Engineer Ni has done so much talk around it. And in fact, some of the questions we've asked since in the morning revolve around cybersecurity. So it's an interesting area for us to look at. I'm sure you are going to have a number of questions here because this time around, it affects all of us. Now, let me be quick to say that I think someone did ask a question in the morning, but it's hard for one to transit into tech from other disciplines. And the answer is capital no. The easiest discipline for one to transit into is the tech ecosystem. The tech ecosystem is friendly. It's easy. And it's quick for one to adapt. I think engineering has given you an example of some persons from the law background who are in tech. I know of some persons, medical doctors. I was telling a friend who was asking me, want to learn? I said, guy, leave my line. Your job is to be in the hospital. What do you want to do with all of these things? You don't come and block my way. Now, tech is easy for one to transit. And so cybersecurity is also easy for one to transit, except that cybersecurity will require a level of background in computer networking or network administration. So that when we mention ports, or we mention OSI model, you'll not be asking too many questions. Okay, so let's get moving. Having said that, can you see my screen? I need a feedback. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Okay, so the tech ecosystem is vast, one, and is rapidly evolving and ever changing. What you knew yesterday might not be valid today because it is dynamic. The ecosystem is very dynamic. And not just the cybersecurity domain, subdomain as it were, the tech domain itself is rapidly evolving and ever changing. So that gives us a level of concern. If you're going to be in tech or cybersecurity, you must be able to adapt to changes, be able to learn, relearn, unlearn, relearn, and learn and learn. Whenever it's a year about training, things like that, you need to be interested because you are going to learn something different. Now, cybersecurity is crucial in our world today because our world is interconnected. I don't need to overemphasize this, okay? Jinani, I keep referring to him. We talked about the fact that your bank is connected to another bank, connected to another bank. That is why if you have GTB ATM card, you can go to Zenith Bank ATM and they can make withdrawal. You go to OP POS, you're able to make withdrawal because of interconnection. So you can see that gives us some concern for cybersecurity. I say to my mentees that if you can connect to the person, you can hack the person. And that's just it. If one is able to connect to you, then they can hack you. So if you don't want someone to hack you, don't connect. Don't have relationship, don't connect. Otherwise, you can't be hacked. So the question is, sometimes you're worried why you are in cybersecurity. So you're asking, is cybersecurity good for me or is it not good for me? Do we have people that have similar questions? You're asking whether cybersecurity is good for you or not. Just say yes on the chat board or say no. There's a little confusion in your head about cybersecurity, whether it is what you want to do or not. Just drop it on the chat board. Let's see. You have 2 minutes? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Let's go. Are you a little bit worried about cybersecurity? Okay. Joy, skeptical about whether this thing is good or not. Okay, I've seen Courageous saying yes. Joy is saying yes. Who else? Okay, Zenob is saying yes. Some worried. Okay, all right. So let's just move on. Let me just give us this this teaser. When I did my CEH exam and I passed, and I told one of my mentors that become a certified ethical hacker, he shouted. He said, "John, don't tell people that you are a hacker; they will all run away from you." So I was like, "What's wrong with that?" He said, "No, because people have this perception that once you're into cybersecurity, you are a bad guy. You're hacking, you're destroying this, you're destroying that." I've had a number of persons who have called me and they want me to do dirty jobs for them. They want me to hack their wives, hack their husbands, I should hack their friends, hack this one for them, do that one. And they have forgotten that my job is an ethical type. So people are worried about cybersecurity and they're wondering whether it is good for them, whether it's going to conflict with their faith, or it's going to cause them to do something dubious. And let me say from experience that out of 10 persons that will come to me that they want to learn cybersecurity, 8, that is 80% of those persons want to learn hacking. Only 1% will want to learn network defense, and 1% will want to learn digital forensics. So everybody wants to be a hacker. You want to hack. You want to hack. What do you want to hack? You just say that there's money in hacking. Therefore, they want to come and make money. Nobody wants to defend network. Nobody wants to do non-depredation. Nobody wants to do digital forensics analysis and the rest of them. So a lot of worries out there for us to think about. So becoming a cybersecurity professional offers us a range of benefits and opportunities, both for you as a person and for your profession. So this is a call for those who are interested in becoming cybersecurity professionals because benefits are enormous and opportunities are vast for you. Now, these are some of the benefits you can see in the business with cybersecurity. One is that you are sure of job security. Cybersecurity gives you wider opportunity for you to get your job. Competitive salaries, one of them. Constant learning, diverse career paths, remote work flexibility, career advancement. You can contribute to national security. You can make positive impact, can innovate, and then you'll be on a high demand. And of course, for your own personal security. So these are some of the benefits of becoming a cybersecurity professional. I don't know how many minutes I have to talk. Please, how many minutes do I have for this session?
15, sir. Minus 1%.
Okay, I have 15 more. Okay. So yes. Now another question is, are you confused about what you will be doing in cybersecurity? If you choose to be a cybersecurity professional, you've made up your mind that you want to toe this line. You want to leave elect, you want to leave business administration, you want to leave banking and finance, you want to leave agri-engineering, and you want to venture into cybersecurity, and then you are confused of where to follow. What should you do? Okay, so that's another area of confusion we need to think about. Now, these are some of the things you'll be doing if you are in cybersecurity. You do digital forensics, you do security awareness and training, you do compliance and regulation, you can do cybersecurity policies development, you can do network security, security measures development, you can do threat analysis and detection, you can do information security, you can do endpoint security, you can do identity and access management, you can do incident response, you can do threat intelligence, and many, many, many more, depending on which one you want to venture into. Of course, you cannot do all of them, but you can do more than one. So, confusion still. Now, so I have a list of the different, what do you call it? Cybersecurity career paths for you to choose from. I'll just bring up the document and I will share it with the admin, and then you get to see which one fits you. So you have here, you have network security. You see the job, what they do. We have information security, we call them InfoSec. We have application security, want to secure applications. We have cloud security. We have endpoint security. We have identity. I've mentioned this. We have penetration testing. That's ethical hacking. We have incident response that Engineer Adeniyi talked about, and digital forensics. We have what else? Again, we have governance, risk, and compliance, GRC, that Engineer talked about. And then we also have cyber threats, intelligence, and many, many, many more for you. We have security operations, that's SecOps. So these are different areas. When you get this document, you can read through what you can do if you choose any of these areas to work on. Okay, so you have to take one at a time until you're able to move down to others. Now, these are the cybersecurity professionals that we have. Some, these are very, this list is very few. We have CSO, Chief Information, CISO. We have Chief Information Security Officer. We have ethical hackers who are pen testers. We have security analysts. We have digital forensics investigators. We have security engineers, security architects, incident responders, information security officers, and many more. So as you take up any of the parts, then you likely become any of these or more. So for attackers, normally we have 3 classes of attackers. We have the white guys. The white guys are the ethical hackers. They hack for good reasons. They hack for positive reasons. And we have the black hat hackers. These guys are bad guys. Their intention is dubious. It's either to leak your data, or they are fighting for a cause, political cause, or something. And you have the gray guys. The gray hat hackers are in between. You know, they are hired as white hat hackers, but behind the scene, they're hacking for their own gain or for some other thing. So they are in between. No. So how do you begin? How do you begin in cybersecurity? That's question number 1. So the first step is for you to define your career path. I've given you a number of paths. So the paths are diverse and many. So define where you want to go to. That's the step 1. Step 2, maintain a strong academic record. If you are a student, or you are a mentee, or you are a fellow, or you are an intern or a trainee, make sure that what they are teaching you is making sense to you. You are trying to make sense of it by way of maintaining a strong academic record. By academic record, I'm not talking about you scoring A in your course. I'm talking about you doing the things. They give you an assignment, do it. They give you a project, do it. Even if you don't understand it, ask questions, research, show interest, so they can maintain a good academic record. That is one way. So you've chosen your path. Then the second one is start with the basics. Don't go to learn something bigger than your age. Start from the basics. Start from the basics. It's very important. Start for if you don't have background in computing or network engineering, network communications, start from there. Learn the basics of networking. Then you can now graduate into, don't just jump into cybersecurity like that. You will crash. And then number 4, value relationships and contacts. Okay. Value relationships and contacts. Anyone you know that is in your field, value the phone numbers of the person, the email addresses, and things like that. Everyone matters, including your mates. You are learning together, your co-mentees or interns or fellows. Don't take them for granted, even if they are not understanding what is being taught in the class. Maybe you are better than them. You understand how to use your commands on Kali very well, but they don't know. Don't worry, just value them, because someday you need them. They might be the ones to give you the job that you need, or things like that. And number 4, start building a compelling resume. Okay, by the tiny jobs to do, begin to build your CV. I don't have to overflow that. And then number 6, Leverage social networks, If you want to be good in cybersecurity, LinkedIn must be your friend. Okay. Facebook is not for professionals. Facebook is for business or for making noise. So if you want to grow professionally, you need LinkedIn and a bit of X. Then number 7, which is very crucial, go for professional short courses. Ibadan Digital Academy is up there for you. Mr. Sogo has told you that there is room for hybrid courses. You can do fully online, you can do partly online, you can do fully on ground. And there are several platforms that are courses that are free, that are also paid ones. Don't joke with those short courses. They will help to build you up. They'll help you to upskill and to reskill yourself. And then number 8, internship. Go for internship. Look for opportunities for you to go and then contribute without asking for a pay. If they don't pay you, no problem. You go there to practice, go there to learn, go there to gain experience so that you can be successful. So internship, there are several organizations that are calling for interns. They may pay you or they may not pay you. You shouldn't be looking out for the money, but sign up for them. And then I think I should have 5 more minutes or less. Get a mentor. You cannot go far in any discipline if you don't have a mentor. So make sure you get a mentor, identify someone that can guide you. And then a mentor is not a person that you ask for money. A mentor is someone you ask for a direction or someone you give your hand to help you, pull you up to the height where you want to get to. So make sure you get a mentor, the discipline. And then number 10 is to engage your mind productively. Don't think of how to defraud people, because cybercrime is a serious crime. Engage your mind productively. Think about how to make solutions, how to provide solutions to problems. Attacks are happening every day. How can you solve the problem? Okay. And then I conclude by this chart. Make sure you sleep very well. If you want to succeed, make sure you exercise yourself. Make sure you are alive. Do your medical checkups. Make sure you play games and sleep again. And then walk. Make sure you show some love to somebody. Make sure you relax, eat. Make sure you travel around. Make sure you learn. So with that, you'll be able to succeed in the field. Thank you for staying with me once again.
Thank you, Doctor. Now I know where I belong now. I will go for the black hat.
It's okay. No problem. I just now will not be your target.
You are my first target. All right. Thank you so much, sir, for this education. I just shared the link now in the chat. It's for us to get the feedback from people online. This should have come earlier, but I'm sorry it's coming this time. Kindly attempt to the form is not too long. It's just for us to have an overview of what runs in your mind through this session, and then how we prepare for the next one, because we'll do this regularly. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. I hope we don't have much questions this time around. Okay, let me share the link again. Yeah, you have the link now. It's the same with the first I sent, so anyone you click is working. All right. Okay, thank you. Do we have any question before we begin to round off? And I must really commend your patience so far. You've been a wonderful co-host, because we are doing this together. It's not done only by me. It's done together with everybody. Tijani Ahmed, you raise your hand. Tijani Ahmed. Okay. Samuel, I will.
Okay, thanks so much. I really appreciate the organizers and Dr. John. I really appreciate. My question is this: when the doctor was talking about the white, gray, and black hackers, please, in the area of this smart people, I mean, when you are going for any any practice. How good it is when you carry out the cybersecurity when you hack a system. I mean through the you're a white hacker and you practice, but in the area of black hacker, I think it's when you put into practice. So how could someone balance that area? I think gray hacker is in between. And we now as cybersecurity learners, which areas should we focus on? Should we try to make ourselves a good practitioner to become a grey hacker, so that we know the both positive and negative side? So please apply. I want help in that area. How could someone balance it? Once you are a white hacker, and you have not put into practice by trying to learn, by trying to be a grey hacker. Can someone be successful in this professional without being involved in any business? Re-hacking. Thanks so much.
Okay, Mr. Samuel. Did we get what they asked, please, so that I can respond? Did all of us get the question clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Could I repeat myself again?
Oh, don't worry. Just wondering if others got it, but I think I got it. You're asking how to maintain a balance between or even to know whether one should go into become a black hat hacker, a gray hat, or white. So especially for learners, for newbies in cybersecurity. Now, let me say that there is what we call attackers mathematics. In attackers mathematics, one of the variables is what we call motive. Now, hacker is a hacker. What separates the three of them is the motive. That the motive is why. Why do you want to hack, or why are you hacking? What is driving you? So if your motive for hacking is for good, then you are a white hat hacker. If it is for bad, then you are a black hat hacker. Then if your motive is for both good and for bad, then you are a gray hat hacker. It's as simple as that. Okay, so starting out as a hacker, and so what you need to do is, first of all, you learn the basics, because the tools we use for white hat hacking, which is ethical hacking, are the same tools we use for black hat hacking. So no different tools, they're all the same. So if you're going to build an exploit for doing something, that exploit can be used for doing good, because white hat hackers hack for good reasons, good intentions. But the black guys hack for either personal reasons, or for political reasons, or social reasons, for whatever reason, or for financial reasons even. So you learn the hacking if you want to be a hacker, first of all. Then when you are licensed, you now begin to do good, because like I said, if your hacking skills are used towards doing bad, it is a crime. And there are laws that will prosecute criminals. Talk about cyber criminals. I think 2 days ago, I think four guys were paraded somewhere. Which country was that? For cyber crimes. Okay, so it's Nigeria, I think so. Yeah, the Southeast. About 4 guys were paraded for cyber crime. So if you're a hacker and then you are using your hacking skills for evil, you want to siphon money from the bank, you want to defraud people, you want to scam, and then if you get caught, of course, they will show you the road to the prison. So that is what I have to say. And again, as a cybersecurity beginner, don't just think about hacking. I've said it before that I don't know why people want to learn hacking alone when the field is wide, the path is diverse. Why do you want to hack? That is the question. What's the motive? If the motive is clear, then you're welcome. We can take you through the process. I hope I've been able to attempt your question, Mr. Sam. Okay, please go ahead.
All right, thank you. We can only accommodate 2 more questions because we need to round off now. We've actually taken so much of your time. So Tijani Ahmed and Ayobami Adegunleyin will ask their question. But if you have any question, do well to send it alongside your response through the form that we just shared with you. Anytime you send it, we'll answer you, even if it is midnight. Doctor is always available for us. So, Tijani Ahmed, are you there? Okay, Mr. Adekunle, you can come on.
Yes, sir. Please, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, yes. Just yesterday, I came across a particular video on YouTube, and the person was saying why cybersecurity training is a scam. I don't know if anyone has come across that particular video. It's about 10 minutes, and the person that owns that content made some valid points. He now said the basics of a computer system as a whole is required, that you cannot defend whatever you don't know, that people make so much mistake going for those professional courses without learning the basics. And I discovered that even learning all those basics, the certification like Security Plus, Network Plus, CCNA, and the likes. Those are the courses he recommended that beginners should even be interested in before going into cybersecurity in full. So I want to ask now, are those processes, are they not too long for one to just digress to that part and now coming back to learn the nitty-gritty about what cybersecurity really entails? So that is my question. Won't see, in fact, when I try to estimate the maybe period is over maybe a year or 2 years, thereabouts. So what is your take on this? Do you advise that we go for those courses first before now coming back to the details?
Okay, thank you. I think I've already talked about the fact that you need to start from the basics. You cannot build your house on nothing. So you cannot just say, okay, you want to build a house, you don't have a land, no plan, no foundation, you just start building. Where are you building it on? So cybersecurity is like that. In as much as the tech ecosystem is easy for one to transit into, you don't transit into a profession, so to say. You transit into the tech ecosystem. The ecosystem is wide. So if you don't know how to type, you don't know how to send email, you can't go anywhere. Like, was it yesterday? I told my mentees when I was showing them how to use Python for cybersecurity. And of course, if you have never coded with Python, you cannot use it for cybersecurity. So starting from the basics is crucial. You cannot learn cybersecurity and understand it if you don't have a basic network network experience, network engineering background. You need that understanding. I give you an instance. If I ask you to mention a protocol using the sixth layer of the OSI model and you don't know, then how are you going to proceed? If you don't know the port number for a particular service, how can you hack the service? So these are the foundational knowledge you gain when you have that background. So it might take you 2 years. The problem is we are always in a hurry to become that thing that we want to become. We have come a long way, have come a long way. My first background was in network engineering many years ago. So and I built upon that, moving from network engineering to software engineering, from there into industrial automation, then to cybersecurity and all of that. So all of this is to come together to make one. So you cannot just jump from, say you're jumping from banking and finance and you want to be a cybersecurity expert in 3 months. It's not possible. So that you don't make, so that people don't make those of us that have gone through school useless. People shouldn't say that going to school is a scam. So people will need that foundational knowledge. You know, as you're coming in, you have the basic knowledge of what you want to do, and then you grow, because cybersecurity is a profession. It is not a vocation. So you need that foundational knowledge, that background, and you need to go through it. Even if it takes you 5 years, build capacity. It will help you to understand what you're doing. If I give you a tool, they use the tool, and then the tool is able to get the thing done for you, you are only a script kiddie. You've not gone anywhere. If you see a serious cybersecurity problem, you might hang because you don't have the background. You don't know how to analyze traffic. You don't even know what is in there. Things like you don't know how to set up a virtual machine and all of those things. So the foundational background is important for us to have to gain before we can now delve into those areas. So we should not be in a hurry to become what we want to be. You cannot become a pilot in 1 year. I mean, you have to go through the process before you're able to do it. And again, of course, when we teach people cybersecurity, we don't teach people with real life devices. We use simulated environments. We teach them how to build labs. So when you're able to build your labs and your test beds, that's good enough. And then you can now begin to test the tools that you're going to build within the labs. I hope I'll be able to attempt your question, Mr. Ayobami. Ayobami, okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry we won't be able to take any other question because of our time, but you can always send us the question via our channels, even on social media, we'll respond. And most importantly, the link we shared for your feedback is very important. It will guide us to do more and to do better. So in that respect, I want to round off this meeting by just giving us a brief of what we do at Ibadan Digital Academy. We offer numerous courses. We have top-notch facilitators. You are witness to one. Dr. John is our facilitator for cybersecurity. And this is just a tip of the iceberg of what we offer. We have data analysis course, data science, machine learning, business analyst, cloud computing, software development, DevOps, cybersecurity. We have just any tech course that you can think of, come to Ibadan Digital Academy. I'm not capping. I'm actually cooking. All right. So any tech course that you can think of, we run it. We have facilitators that are certified. When I mean certified, I mean certified. So come to us at the Ibadan Digital Academy. Our programs are always hybrid. Okay, we run hybrid learning system. So distance is not a problem. You can be in Kenya, Zainab, you can bring your people to us, we'll train them also. You can be in the US. Engineer Oluranti, please, we need fellows from Australia. Okay? We need fellows from Brazil. We need fellows from North Korea. Anywhere in the world, we will train them. Okay? And we have some leverage that we can help our fellows with. We have connections and partnership with SMEs that we can onboard them for internship so that they have their practical experience on the field. We run mentorship programs as well. As you run the courses, we have mentors that will guide you, put you through. Then certification. And also, we are sealing a partnership deal with Pearson for certification exams. So our center will be a certified Pearson partner where you can run your professional courses. So we are actually ready. And as Professor Longe started, the essence of everything in life is your education. What you are getting is not about you going to class and having a certificate, but the real education. This is what we are bringing on board at Ibadan Digital Academy. So we welcome you. And also do well to follow us on our social media handles at Ibadan Digital School, at Ibadan Digital School on all major social media handles, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and the likes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll call on our communication manager to round off and do the final greetings.
Hello, everyone. My name is Debo. I'm the marketing communication head at Ibadan Digital Academy. I want to appreciate every one of us for attending this webinar. We appreciate you. We are grateful for attending this webinar. And like Sogo has rightly said, this is going to be a continuous program. We have actually worked out modalities to be having webinars like this monthly. It's going to be free, as always, and we are going to deploy more resources into this. We want to appreciate you once again, and Ibadan Digital Academy is always welcome, is always opened to whatever inquiry or whatever question you may want to ask us. Like Sogo said as well, you can reach out to us anytime. We are not bound by time zone or anything. You can send your messages or inquiry anytime. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. We are going to have this sometime next month again. It will be communicated to us as well. And the recorded version of this webinar will be shared to you. We have your emails. We will definitely do well to send the recorded version of the webinar to you. I want to appreciate Dr. John, especially for his time for this webinar. I'm very grateful. Then Engineer Oluranti Adeniyi, I want to thank you as well as Professor Longe. Those are our resource persons for this webinar. We want to thank you once again. We are grateful for your effort in putting knowledge into people. It is not always an easy task to do, but we want to appreciate you once again. Thank you very much. Lastly, our courses are opened. We have personalized courses for everyone. Whatever tech needs you may have, just reach out to us. We will tailor our training to your specification. Thank you very much, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.